So you think it'd be appropriate to table it if he doesn't have an attorney? Okay. And then he could come back with an attorney next month or whatever. Okay.
He may surprise you and tell you he is one. I don't
Right.
know.
Okay.
Doesn't appear to be. Can't judge a book by its cover.
That's right. That's true. Good to go? Okay. Well, let's come back to order here if we could this morning for our second docketed item. Ms. Fox, if you would read the docketed item, please, before we get started. And then
Docket PZ 18-003, an application for a waiver
Ask it now.
of residential use
I'll ask you.
in a commercially zoned district for a tract located at 6323 Highway 329 Preston. The zoning is C1 local business.
Okay, before we get started with Ms. Alvey's presentation, I'd like to ask the applicant to come forward, please.
Mr. Chairman, before you jump into that, may I?
Oh, yes, sir.
Right, so the subject property is adjacent to 6321 Highway 329, which is owned by my dad, Kelly King.
Okay.
So I should ask now if the commission perceives any potential conflict or appearance of conflict. If so, then I would recuse
You
myself.
haven't been there forever yourself, so.
I have no financial interest
Right.
in any subject property nearby.
There's no issue with that,
No,
Mr. Cohen?
the only issue is whether or not it would affect your judgment and deciding.
Right, I would not anticipate that, but again, I will defer to the commission.
Okay.
What was the number again, the house number? Is it
To the right,
as you facing it?
as you face it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what we normally do is I'll ask, is there, if everybody's okay? I mean, we could get a motion and, to allow him to continue to serve on this docket, if that's.
I'd like to make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
That Mr. King continue in looking at this docket and his connection, we have, in my opinion, no relevance,
Okay. Do we have a second?
no
Okay.
negative relevance.
All right, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify to allow Mr. King to serve on this docketed item, signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. Okay, Mr. King, you don't have to leave.
You don't want me to leave?
Nice try.
All right, okay, let me call the applicant up first before we get started here. And need to get your name, if I could.
My name's Brent Jones. I'm the owner of the property through Great House Incorporated. That's my business.
Let me get you sworn in before we
Okay.
proceed. Ms. Fox?
Do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay. Let me call on our county attorney to address an issue
Okay.
about having an attorney, being that you represent, I mean, that, you know, the LLC is the issue. So let me ask Mr. Carter to explain that.
Who owns the property?
It's Great House Incorporated. We're a subchapter S corporation.
Well, are you an attorney?
I am not an attorney. I wasn't aware that I needed to bring an
Yeah, I'm
attorney,
sorry.
so
You
it was an
didn't know
oversight on my part, so.
Yeah, you have to have an attorney to present.
Okay.
Otherwise, we get in trouble.
That's fine.
We don't want to get in trouble.
It was an oversight. It wasn't,
okay.
just, so
But
we
my
can
understanding is,
reschedule.
just for the record, that it was included in your letter and
Okay.
communication, you know, that you did need to have an attorney, being as you were a sub-S or an LLC. So,
Okay, I apologize for taking your time, but we'll
pass it to
we'll just
another day if that's okay.
reschedule.
So what I would suggest, Commissioners, is that we table this until next month or whenever he could have, you know, have an attorney represent him then. So at this point, we'll open it up for a motion to table. Okay, got a motion to table. Do we have a second? Okay, that's non-debatable, non-amendable, come to immediate vote. All those in favor of tabling docket PZ 18003 signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. Okay, and we'll get back
Okay.
with you on, you know, once you get an attorney lined out, you know, then we'll
Okay.
try to get it rescheduled, hopefully for next month.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, with that, we've got one other issue we needed to talk about here and on training hours under other business. And Mr. Falvey presented to me here just a minute ago. He's had some training and on some continuing education hours, two different occasions. He said they were 3 hours each, but he's just requesting 4 hours, correct? Okay, so do we, Commissioners, are you all okay with accepting 4 hours of training for Mr. Falvey based on the training that he's had?
And that was in relation to law.
Yeah, right, three hours of law, looks like on each continuing education hour. Okay?
All 6 hours on law.
Okay. Okay, is there, Mr. Klingenfuss? Okay, we have a second?
I think you ought to tell us what you learned.
Okay. All right. Yeah, all those in favor of accepting the 4 hours of continuing education for Mr. Falvey signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Okay, that's been accepted. And now, Ms. Alvey?
Yes, on February 10th, we did the zoning ordinance public meeting, and we said we would count that as training hours. So there was 2 hours of training on February 10th. The members that attended, and I went off our attendance sheet, so let me know if I missed anybody. Bonet, Smith, Horton, Hampton, Jeffries, Finney, Neal, Klingenfuss, King, and McWilliams. Did I miss anyone that did not sign in? Okay, so if we can get a motion to accept 2 hours of training for those that were in attendance on that February 10th, 2018 meeting.
Okay, you've heard the request for a motion to approve those 2 hours of training. Can I get that from Commissioner? Mr. Finney moved. Okay, do we have a second? Okay, any discussion? All right, all those accepting the 2 hours of training on the comprehensive plan update signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Okay, that's been accepted.
Also, we did take the first reading and second reading in March to Oldham County Fiscal Court for the changes that was adopted. The one change that was made, there was a few grammatical changes and removals from the landscape regs. And then the school capacity worksheet for the building permits for the multifamily was removed from the ordinance because we have found a flaw in that, so we'll be bringing that back to the study review committee. But we will send notices out to the city of Pee Wee, LaGrange, and Crestwood to get on their dockets for their adoption as well, hopefully within the next month or so. And you will have a planning commission meeting next month. I have one pending application that needs a little bit more information that I know of about amending some binding elements on a development.
And
So
we
you
could
will have
possibly have the tabled motion.
And the
coming
tabled
back.
one from
Awesome.
today, hopefully, yes.
All right, anything else?
Nope.
Anyone else have anything this morning? All right, we're done a little after 10 o'clock. And the gentleman from Henry County, if you have a minute after the meeting, just like to talk to you for a second. All right, thank you all very much, and we will stand adjourned.